So Amber Heard is panicking, guys, because she knows that she's backed into a corner. Johnny Depp has come out with yet more evidence. She stamped a cigarette out on his face on the same day and the same time when she threw the bottle of vodka at his hand. Or at him, and then it just happened to impact with his hand when he was trying to duck out of the way. And he had a severed finger and a burned cigarette, cigarette burn on his face. And he's in shock. So he starts writing on the walls, all kinds of whatever, but nothing threatening. When you look back and see all that stuff, there was nothing threatening on there. It's just things that one would write when they're angry or in shock, or both. In which case I would say both. Probably be logical. But with that said, Amber is just tried to do this whole protective order thing. Tried to get a protective order to keep everything private while they're working this whole thing out. Because Johnny is getting witnesses. There are people that have come out and spoken up. People who were friends with Amber who came out and spoke up and said they did not see Johnny do any violence to her. They did not see any evidence of violence. They didn't see her face, bruised or beaten or anything like that. Samantha McMillan, and this woman, Laura, I'm so sorry. And she came out and Tara Roberts, all of them spoke about, how there was just no violence that they could see and no evidence of any violence, no marks on Amber's face, and Amber, meanwhile, was very abusive verbally to Kate James, her former assistant. So there was a lot of talk about Amber being abusive, but nobody, everybody, gave very clear depositions on these things and wrote clear court documents. Amber's panicking, she's backed into a corner. So she tries to get this whole protective order thing. And Johnny, tried to, he refused to, his lawyer said no protective order, and went forward and said no, let's please deny this protective order thing, because Johnny's been dragged through the mud for 3 years, and now she wants to keep all the dirt about her out of the public limelight. Meanwhile, Johnny has had, not only by Amber but by TMG, everything about him like dragged through the media. It's her turn, And so they were like, no, forget that protective order. The only thing that they wanted to protect, obviously, is, obvious things like contact information, social security numbers, etc. So now Amber is demanding that Johnny come up with medical records of being, like addicted to substances, or, medical records, or, arrest records for when he was arrested, between 2010 and now. Well, he wasn't arrested in 2010, and he has not been arrested for any reason since, I think it was 1999 or something, or 1998. Probably 1998, because I think Vanessa was pregnant with Lily Rose. That was the last time we ever heard about Johnny Depp being arrested. That was that famous thing where he stood up to those paparazzi that wouldn't leave them alone. They stepped on Vanessa's foot, and Johnny picked up a 2x4 and threatened them with it. He didn't hit them, but he threatened them with it. And so then the cops were called. And so then, that was that. Ever since then, Johnny wasn't at all arrested. So what's she talking about? Okay, she can, there's all kinds of ways that they can handle that. But the main thing is, it's irrelevant. It's ridiculous. It's just another attempt to try to, She's a scary one, though. I have to say it. She's a scary beast. But she's funny because she's just not going to get it. She's just never. She's a full-on abuser. I mean, this whole thing is gaslighting at its finest. This is what happens when you stand up to a narcissist so malignant. They will do anything. Now, Amber has this whole deposition. You've heard that deposition where she says, I would do anything to protect my baby sister, my little sister or a child, a family member. I would do anything, you know, with her face, anything. Narcissists would do anything to protect their reputation. That's exactly what they would do. Anything. And that's what she's trying to do. You know, so it's scary, but it's also funny because I just don't think that this is going to play out for her. I just don't see now at this point. I mean, she's trying to pull everything out of the air and use the Me Too movement. She's got this woman from Time's Up involved, this lawyer from Time's Up involved in her whole thing. Well, all I can say is that good luck. Good luck. I just wanted to weigh in on this because it's been a long time since I made a video. But meanwhile, there's a lot of things going on. That Brian fella from Twitter has a channel that I'll link in the description box. You know, Incredibly Average is his channel. And he's got a great video out now that's pretty much a presentation about everything that Amber's done violently and how she's tried to weasel her way out of admitting it, but she did admit it. So, and she's pulling all kinds of she's trying to find all kinds of rabbits to pull out of the hat, but the rabbits have all gone away. They've all run away. So her hat is empty. She can't think of anything to do. So with that said, thank you. I was just weighing in. I'll be back.